Cardano is hitting some very important milestones even during the bear market, so we're going to talk about that in this video. The first milestone is over 1,000 projects now being tracked that are being built on Cardano. There may be some more that aren't being tracked, but for right now, we've hit over 1,000 projects. So the economy being built on top of Cardano is growing. I remember when this was a few hundred projects when they started tracking this just a few months ago. So the growth is very fast, and of course that's what we need. And it's continuing as well. Most of the projects on Cardano, as you can see, are NFT collections. So obviously, look, in reality, the vast majority of these are not going to be around in 5 years' time, and they're not going to really be producing a ton of value for Cardano over the long term. But it's good to know that there are potential use cases that people are using Cardano for. That's just the reality of NFTs, in my opinion. Most of these are either going to fade away. Let's have a look. Community and social is actually a really large part of the pie. We have developer tools and APIs, which are probably going to grow. These are much more resource intensive, right? So NFTs are, much easier to spin up than developer tools and marketplaces as well, which which have a lot longer time period for development. Even gaming being built, a metaverse, and then 31% other. Over 1,000 projects being built on Cardano. I expect this in time to be 10, 100,000 as time goes on. Which is multiples of what we're getting right now. Cardano is really just still proving the concept. It has proved the concept, and now we're seeing the first projects kind of build on top. So in terms of the price of Cardano, this is a bear market, and I want to talk about that a little bit in this video and where we're going in terms of what is going to drive the next bull market. In my opinion, the next bull market is going to be built off the back of fundamental business use cases. And Cardano has specifically gone out to do this. They're not going after the whole pie. They're going after a specific piece of the crypto pie, which is providing a sound economic bed to build real businesses off and to do real lending in the real world. So that's what they're doing. It takes a lot longer to actually do this than other use cases that may do well in a bull market. I believe the last bull market that we had was the very last speculative bull market, where essentially everyone was speculating on technology and arguing about which technology is best, and kind of a lot of the Ponzi-nomics that were happening. That's the last one, in my opinion. Crypto is now big enough where large investors are going to come into the space, and the only way they do is when they see real business use cases. So actual people on the ground building businesses using these blockchains, not just Cardano, for lending and borrowing and processing transactions. Next bit of good news is that Cardano and IO Global have actually hard forked the Cardano testnet. So the Vasil upgrade is coming essentially in 4 to 5 weeks time now. This is really important. A lot of lending protocols and other types of applications are waiting for this upgrade. The testnet today has been forked. This is really good and important news. So this is the step that has to be taken so that everyone from stake pool operators to exchanges and other participants can now test everything on the testnet. But you can see we're happy to report that today IOG successfully hard forked the Cardano testnet. Really important step. Now from here, in 4 weeks time, the mainnet will now be forked. So we're looking at the first week of August to actually have the mainnet hard fork. And that's a really important time. And then a lot of the applications, like lending protocols is the big one I'm looking for, can actually launch their applications on the chain. You can see that IOG will be working closely with exchanges and dApp tool developers throughout this process. If there are any issues, obviously they'll let everyone know. Vasil improvements include higher throughput for the chain. That's really important for various types of apps that just can't launch for right now because of the use case. So for example, on lending protocols, you need a lot of throughput in terms of smart contracts going through. So they're waiting for this. That higher throughput will be made possible by diffusion pipelining, and a better developer experience is coming as well with improved script performance and efficiency. Something else very important for Ethereum is that they're releasing their Ethereum virtual machine, or EVM sidechain alpha. So what does this actually mean? So Cardano is obviously very separate from Ethereum, and it has its own thing, right? It's its own blockchain. It's very different. It uses UTXO, which is the same as Bitcoin, to keep track of the ledger. and all of the spends and transactions. Ethereum is different, uses the accounts-based model. You can't, they're just completely different. So the only way that Cardano really can provide a space for Ethereum developers is by having a side chain that is EVM compatible. Now, I think this is something that Cardano has to do, because the reality of this situation is that all of the liquidity and size, and large institutions that are using this stuff are using Ethereum. And so we've seen every other chain provide, side chains or bridges, because that's where the liquidity is. Now, the other fact of the situation is that really the main applications that actually have real users and any type of volume are also Ethereum based, right? So we're looking at apps like Aave, Compound. These have the volume. Many applications now are going cross-chain. So Cardano has to provide a solution where an Ethereum application can launch on the Cardano sidechain. This is for Cardano's benefit for sure, but potentially for the apps as well. So just as an example here, you have Aave, which is the kind of premier lending protocol. 10 billion in total value locked now. That was way more after, before the drop. But you can see that Aave are really going cross-chain. Now, are Aave going to jump at the chance to launch on a Cardano sidechain? Maybe and probably not. But if you think of the long list of applications that are now going cross-chain, right? Because you have pockets of liquidity and you have different users and different users on each chain. Then when they go cross-chain, if you have a chain like a Cardano sidechain that potentially has a lot of users, then why not link up your application to that sidechain as well? If you have a community of real people actually doing things and creating value, then your chain will have value. So if it's EVM or anything else, doesn't matter. Cardano know this. They're building their own, blockchain for certain applications built on UTXO, and they're building side chains if people want to use that. It's just providing technology that actual real people can use. So where the community is, where the users are, that's where the value is going to accrue over the long term. So if you think Cardano is that or another chain, then obviously make your decisions. We're coming to Cardano blockchain insights here. What I'm seeing is Wing Riders really come out on top as the premier application on Cardano right now. Now, this is on the Cardano blockchain, the UTXO blockchain. They are taking market share from pretty much everyone else right now. Now, lending protocols are going to be launching very soon. This is TVL per DApp, which is one way of measuring success. Lending protocols usually have very high TVL as well, because obviously you're lending money out, and so people put a lot of assets on there to collateralize the loans and lend money out to obviously earn yield. For right now, Wing Riders are taking most of the TVL, and there's a reason for that, and it's stablecoins. Wing Riders is really the first to implement stablecoins, or certainly the most successful. You can see the trading pairs here by trading volume: USDC, wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped ETH, and then USDT down here. That's what people want to trade against. Across all of crypto, the most active pairs, US dollar Tether versus whatever crypto, ETH and Bitcoin. These are what people want to trade, and so Wing Riders are providing that. One of the criticisms I had a few months back is that volumes and trading volumes on these dexes was just so low. It really needs to pick up to show that they're actually useful for more and more people. But volumes are picking up. Even during a bear market, volumes are decent and growing. So that's definitely something that is good news, to actually have real trading pairs, and people can just simply do this in a decentralized way. So that's really great. MinSwap is another great DEX. They do have these trading pairs against US dollar. You can see ADA USDC right here, but Wing Riders were really the first to implement, and sometimes just being the first to do something in a good way, you get the ball rolling, and so more people use it. So that's definitely an advantage here. But DEX is providing real value here with wrapped versions of the biggest tokens. I'll leave a link to my crypto course down in the description if you want to learn more about putting a portfolio together during the bear market. Also, you can get some spot deposit bonuses on Binance and Mexi as well. I'll leave those links in the description if you want those. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.